a podcaster or someone who just does a lot of interviews in general? Well, here are a few challenges I'm sure sound pretty familiar. How often do you find yourself hunting through audio tracks, looking for that place where the guest coughed? You know you got to take it out, and it was around minute 25 or was it 30? So here you are just listening back through audio. Or is that section where they ask you to cut it out? So maybe you're hunting through transcripts, or the worst, you're trying to go through every section and find the exact timestamps for each of the 10 chapters for your hour-and-a-half interview. Whew, that is a lot of work. Enter InterviewCue. InterviewCue is my answer to all of these challenges and way, way more. You probably don't know me, but I'm Michael. Hi, great to meet you. I've been a podcaster for over 11 years. I've run 2 podcasts continuously for the last 11 years. I have over 1,000 episodes. Many of these were interviews, another in the forms of news shows, and so on. I've got a professional editor, and I've done countless hours of editing myself. So I know all the challenges that we face as podcasters, and I've systematically, over the last 6 months, built and refined and iterated on InterviewCue so that it solves almost every one of the problems that is common to podcasting in a smooth and seamless way, while still allowing you to stay engaged in the interview. So I want to take you on a journey through InterviewCue so you can get a sense of what it's like and if it's for you. I think it's going to be if you're a podcaster. Our story begins in Google Docs, actually, not in InterviewCue or any other podcasting software. This is where most interviews begin. We plan out what we want to talk about, we share it with our guests, and we iterate on that until we get it just right. They add their contributions, we add ours, we're ready to go. Sadly, this is also where most podcast preparation stops. Here's your show notes. Let's press record and just go through here and make the best of it. Not with InterviewCue. This is where it starts. So we're going to go over here and we're just going to get hold of our Markdown file here. So I've downloaded that as a Markdown. You saw it pop in the bottom. Then we pop over here to InterviewCue. I'm going to go over to our interviews and import. We can just drag that file we got from Google Docs right in here. InterviewCue will let us import from pretty much anything that can export Markdown text files, as long as they follow some real basic conventions. So here we are. It's found all the elements in here that we were looking for, and it's also ready for us to associate with a show. Let's say this has to do with IdeaPod, and we're going to do that on Friday. We had a meeting like StreamYard or Riverside or somewhere where we're recording and live streaming, we could throw that in here as well. We don't have that yet, so we'll do that later. Hit create, and here we are. Fly inside of Fast API Cloud, scheduled for March 6th on Friday. Very cool. We can download those show notes again as we edit these things. You'll see that now we've got all of our content pulled in, and we even have already, there's not many links here, but we have our links for the show already pulled out, and we can copy or open them separately so we can show them during our recording. If we need to, we can drop in here and edit these and refine them. You know, maybe we want to change the order of these or add some extra links or something like that. So these things are not just frozen in time. You can come back and edit them. And if you have a co-host or you want your guest to follow along in this app, then you can actually enable that here. Super easy to do that. Now, let's imagine it's Friday, March 6th, and our day to do the recording has arrived. I typically do this on a second screen, put it to the side, and have my interview with the guest right there, and then on an iPad or a laptop or something, but you can do it on the same screen. Let's start the interview. And it gets all queued up and ready to go, because what's really important is we want to have the time exactly aligned for everything that's going to come later. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press start the recording. This is when we hit record in Zoom, or we've hit go live in StreamYard or something like that. And then we're about ready to get going with our questions. And what we get dropped back into is something that looked almost identical to our Google Docs layout here, except it's interactive, collaborative, and it drives the post-production process of your entire interview. So right now, we're just talking at the introduction of the show. Maybe it's time for the people to introduce themselves. So we click here, and by doing so, it's actually recorded a timestamp. Hey, guess what? We're now on this question. And then at 40, maybe we're over here on this one. You don't have to do them in order. We could skip that and jump over to talk about beta now at 45 seconds. And maybe our guest had something incredible to say. So we can press highlight so that we can come back here and pull that out for a social media section that we're going to highlight to promote the show. Awesome. And then we're over in the quick walkthrough and, oh no, was our guest coughing? Yikes, they were coughing. And maybe they also had an audio issue. I don't know. We could record that. You can see we have hotkeys, or you can use the buttons to click on them. And when we're done, we hit end the interview. And we're instantly taken to our post-production phase of InterviewCue. It's helped us plan out things through Google Docs and then import them and refine them. And then we had this live experience that recorded everything exactly as it happened. And now we're ready to start working on the final version. So here you can see all the different things we did. The show introduction. Who are you? The origin story at the times that I called out. Jumped over from topic 3 to topic 5 to talk about beta status. That was our content highlight right there. And then we had those little sections we got to go back and edit. Problem with the audio? No problem. It's at 103, exactly when it is. So this is all great. And we have our links down there, which we can use for our show notes later. We can just click copy and paste them into our CMS or whatever we use for our final show episode. But this is only the beginning. What we can do is we can actually upload our audio recording, whether that's a video, WAV file, MP3, whatever. We just drop it here, and that gives us a whole bunch of other features. Now, let's imagine that I did this recording in StreamYard, and what they gave me was this giant 2 GB video file. No problem. We'll just upload it, and InterviewCue can take care of it for us. Notice also that it has auto-generate from audio for our transcripts. So as part of this, we're also going to get high quality transcripts for free. Being 2 gigs for this file, it uploads pretty quick, but not super quick. So I'm going to skip ahead to the end. Upload complete. We're going to convert that to a industry standard MP3 file so it's as easy as possible to work with. Now the file is uploaded. We're going to transcribe it for you. Here we go. And there it is. Our transcript is ready. You can actually download it in a bunch of different formats. But more importantly, we have our audio here. And we can use this little playback icon to refine this and say, maybe I was 4 or 5 seconds too early or too late pressing welcome and who are you? We can just press here. So we just hit update and boom, 38. So now we go through all of these and we just get them dialed in exactly right. So that will get our post-production ready. And then we're on our way to actually producing the final version with chapters and everything. Now I've tweaked the times just a little bit because the final audio I'm going to upload didn't really start until about 2 minutes. Okay, so we've got this all ready. Now we're going to move off to do our regular editing however you would. We can actually download markers for Adobe, DaVinci, Logic Pro, and so on. But let's suppose we've already edited the file. We're back to our assets. Now let's upload this final version one more time. I actually have to have the transcripts here already, so I'm going to upload them, save us some time. And there it is. We're done. We got everything uploaded. And notice now we have this recorded time, which has a minute at 2 minutes for show introduction and 3 for welcome. But over in the final, the times are different. Look, the show introduction actually happens 5 minutes into the recording. And this welcome section was at 5 minutes and 55 seconds in the final version. We have this incredible algorithm that is very, very precise for aligning these different times across these different recordings. Again, we can review these. All we have to do is produce our episodes. So the final thing to do is press this amazing, magical produce. So let's imagine this is episode 71 and we love fast API, whatever it is. You can choose to include chapter markers if those times were very accurate. If for some reason they got really out of whack, you might not want to include them. Let's hit produce and download. There it is. Your podcast is produced. Let's have a look at it. There it is. It even has our show image. It has all of our details around how long it is. Let's see, we can show more information, the duration, the copyright. It's the correct format, what album it comes from, our genre, our comment, everything. This is perfect to drop right into some sort of delivery system for your podcast. And it even includes those chapters. So there you have it. That's InterviewCue. It takes you from idea through preparation all the way to the live show where it supports you there and through the entire post-production phase. It is meant to take every single step of podcasting and interview processing and make it as smooth and a positive of an experience as it can possibly get. It will save you tons of time and it will raise the bar on your podcasting experience. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Check out InterviewCue. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's amazing for you. We have a free tier that many podcasters can use, so you don't even have to pay anything to use it. All the features there, transcription, production, all that kind of stuff. Give it a go. Let me know what you think.